Congratulations! You've been chosen by Fazbear Entertainment to obtain a valuable piece of company property for us. In 2016, we stored away a mangled piece of scrap. Please retrieve it so we can assure it's properly restored. Please note, this technology is more valuable than your family's net worth put together. Any damage on the damaged property will cost you. We have provided you with a company flashlight. Please use it sparingly, as obtaining new batteries are not part of our budget. Good luck, and remember, we actually do not provide healthcare benefit, despite it being stated in our contracts.
Is this revenge I'm seeking, or seeking someone to avenge me? Stuck in my own paradox, I wanna set myself free. Maybe I should take somebody fall and try to stop it. It won't be long before I'll become a puppet.
It was Halloween of 2016. Hey, that rhymes. And on that faithful Halloween night, I decided to go as Freddy Fazbear. And I looked like a total dork in that costume. Oh man, I'm really showing this on YouTube right now. For this very dorky Freddy Fazbear costume, I created this little cardboard candy bucket that was supposed to be another Freddy head that was going to be put on someone else's head, because that's what Freddy does. He stuffs people into suits. It was kind of cool. The handle of it was Freddy's jaw. A clever little detail. But that wasn't the only cardboard creation I made that year. I made something else that was objectively cooler than the Freddy head candy bucket. And it was this cardboard replica of Mangle's head. Mangle from FNaF Freddy's 2. I'm sure you all know who that is. And if you don't, I don't know why you're watching this video, but you're here anyway. So, I should bring it out. The Freddy head candy bucket no longer exists. I threw it out, but I did keep the original cardboard Mangle. What I did with this thing is I put it on the lamppost that we have outside of my house, and she just hung there to scare kids or just look cool. I went trick-or-treating that Halloween, so I'm certain that any comments that this got, I missed. It was meant to have a little lantern inside of it, and it would make the eyes glow. which was pretty freaking cool. And it worked. Her jaw's on the floor. Honestly, not a terrible craft for what I was able to do in 2016. But now it's 2025. And I can do way better. So, I'm gonna set you down, Mangle. So if you're a big Five Nights at Freddy's fan, then you probably know that the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie is coming out December 5th. And boy, I'm actually pretty excited. I really like the first movie. The fire alarm went off during Five Nights at Freddy's. Anyway, look at my pants. It has Foxy on it. And of course, a movie about Five Nights at Freddy's 2, it's gonna include Mangle. And it was confirmed through the teasers and trailers. And she looks heckin' cool in those trailers. She looks really cool. So what better way to celebrate the return of Mangle in a theatrical sense than to recreate my original Mangle prop. Although the movie is the only reason I'm making it now, this year I'm not going as Freddy Fazbear. I'm going to be Frog from Frog and Toad. And my girlfriend's going to be Toad from Frog and Toad. Probably make all the minion moms and grannies go, "Oh, that's cute." Despite my costume being irrelevant, I think it is the most appropriate time to do this. I feel like doing something like this was overdue. I have the tools to make cool Halloween props. I'm going to make cool Halloween props. And what better way to do that than make an homage to my very first self-created Halloween prop. Heck yeah. This time we are not gonna crappily put it together with cardboard. We're gonna use 3D printing, baby. Here is the official sketch for the new version of the Mangle head prop. Obviously, because it's me and I go the extra mile and it's 3D printed and I can do a lot more with it, I'm gonna do something different with Mangle this time around and give her some nice old chomping action to scare some people on Halloween night. Not little kids though, just the older kids who like FNaF. I'm kidding, it's today's world. 3-year-olds enjoy this kind of crap. But I thought it'd be fitting. I thought it'd be cool. Put a little twist on the whole idea since I'm remaking it. So we're gonna go with this. To properly kind of, I guess, explain it a little better, I'm gonna use this kind of loose piston, kind of like a pneumatic cylinder that you see on Rockfire characters. It's gonna have the string that'll go up and out. When you pull on the string, it brings this cylinder up and it chomps the jaw. But I'm gonna have it be all loose, all loosey-goosey, because I want the thing to look flimsy and dead until someone pulls the string and it chomps down, and big surprise. For Mangle's face, I'm just gonna go off the design I went off of for my cardboard one. Mangle is still Mangle, but just a little slightly more withered, maybe. One of her ears missing or whatever. She's supposed to look like she got decapitated and thrown around a couple times, so that's the look I'm going for. I'm gonna make some space in the eyes to put in a light. I have these little puck lights that I can control remotely. In 2016, I just used a lantern and kept it on perpetually, but this time I'm gonna actually use a little puck light that I have and maybe change the color when she chomps down for some added scary effect. We'll see how it works in the end, I guess. I have 2 ideas that I might play around with before I settle on something final, and that is putting the puck light directly in the eye, because I only want to light up this one, or maybe I can make like a little box behind the eyes, stick the puck light in that box, and just go with however that looks. It's been so long since I last done this kind of thing. It's been a while. I'm gonna stop singing because I can't. So, updates. What's this tampon looking thingy, you might be wondering? This is not a tampon, I promise. I actually put together a little mock-up of the cylinder that's gonna snap Mangle's jaw. This piece, very loose in there, but it's printed in place, so this can't come out. And of course, it's got the string attached. And the original design was gonna come out of the side, but I think it'll work better for the top. So, oh, and it was supposed to attach to the top of the inner cylinder, but the tie knot there is going to be possible, so I decided to tie the knot at the very end of the cylinder. Works just the same. There's going to be some dowel in the mask that the string will go over to make it easier. Actually, I can better demonstrate like this. So something will be like, some little dowel will be here where my finger is. I can pull the string and snap the jaw. I'm actually kind of running a little behind in this project because I didn't know that my city does trick-or-treat the Saturday before Halloween itself. So that sucks, and I have to really speed along in this project. And it doesn't help that I have kind of two 3D printing projects going on at the same time. So as I mentioned, I'm going as Frog from Frog and Toad for Halloween. So I kind of took up some time. I could have been working on the Mangle project to make a mask of Frog and one of Toad. They're the exact same model, it's just going to be painted differently. But one's for me, one's for my girlfriend, because my girlfriend's going as Toad. Also, I said that I was going to experiment with putting one of the puck lights in one of Mangle's eyes, but the puck light is massive. So I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just going to put the puck light in a box and the eyes are just going to come out of the box. I'll just model it and show it to you. It probably, that will be easier than explaining it. But yeah, the puck light is pretty big. I think I'm going to go for a design choice closer to the original. So what we're going to do next, I think what I should do is model Mangle's face. And then just model everything around that. In order to model Mangle's face, I decided to nab some direct references from the model's resource, and I got two models of Mangle. This one is from Help Wanted, and the other one is from that one obscure AR game. So using these two models, I came up with this. Modeled it entirely from scratch. I did not use either of these models except for reference material because it was really easy in Blender to be able to see the models themselves physically 360 degrees in order to make my own. And this is what I came up with. I have to add her teeth, and once I'm done with that I can figure out how I'm going to do the inside. I think it looks pretty good. It'll work out for what I need, and I can continue on. Quick update, we have teeth, an ear, and some eyes. I modeled this eye in a way so it could be a multicolor print. I wouldn't have to worry about painting it because Mangle's other eye is yellow and they have yellow filament, so might as well. I might actually try make one flatter to the eye. It is closed off in the back, and this one is open because this is where I want to have the light really shining through. And then once I got that figured out, I can kind of design the box where the puck light will go and everything else to hold the jaw cylinder. Got to figure out a way to attach the ear as well, and it'll be pretty much set and done, and then we can get to printing and painting. Most of the model is already done, but I think I'll better show it off when it's all printed. Speaking of which, in printing this, there is a bit of a dilemma. As it turns out, I do not have enough white filament to print this whole thing. I ordered new filament like last weekend, and it's not here yet, and I don't know when it'll be here, so that's an issue. I spent most of the rest of my white filament on these Frog and Toad masks, but they did take priority. They're Halloween costumes. I do have a potential fix that might work, and that is using my beige filament because I have tons of it. and I barely use this filament, and it's just sitting there. So what if I just use it for this prop? I can always paint it white, and I think the beige color would actually help make Mangle look aged, since that is what I'm going for. I'm looking for making a Mangle that looks like she's been in storage for 30 years. The plastic on her face is yellowing, and she's all dirty and grimy, which is going to show in the paint job. And I think maybe it's okay that I don't have enough white filament. I have found my solution. So let's get this on the AMS light, and we can print a little test mask for Mangle. All right, gotta take off this silver and gold that I have loaded. Oh, carefully. Now we get some filament from my useful filament rack. We're gonna start with the beige. I'll just put the blue there on top. And this box. I forgot one vital step to taking filament out and then putting filament back in. Turning on the printer. Takes her a while to wake up sometimes. We're now gonna get some yellow for Mangle's left eye. Alright, and then we need black for the eye and also for the internals, because I ordered a light gray filament and it's not here yet, so I'm just gonna use this. And we are done with that. Alright, so I went ahead and took my beige filament, made a little tiny version of Mangle's mask, and then painted it white, and I think it works. So you can see the beige on the other side, and then white. I purposefully did only like one coat of white paint to make it look aged, because I want to, if I'm using the beige, I might as well have it show a little bit, create the effect. So I'm gonna go through with it. This is gonna work. And what I thought was a setback actually became a nice set forward. I'm thinking that I'm going to take some like gray paint, really water it down, and kind of put some stray strokes onto it on the final mask and make it look even more aged and dirty, and like the mask was just rotting in a closet for 30 years. Let's go ahead and print the full thing. Yoink. That is actually scary with my goggles. Alright, the mask is done printing. It took so many hours. I had to put a unit on speed probation. If you don't know what that is, you should watch my 1 year with the Bamboo Lab A1 video, where I review my printer after 1 year of having it. I think it's the perfect size. This is absolutely exactly how big I wanted the prop. I think it'll compare well to the original that I have right there. I'm gonna actually compare it by the end of this video, because of course I will. I have the original. So enough blabbing on, let's print the rest. And paint this too. Quick update, I've added Mangle's little whisker thingies. I don't really know what they are, but everyone draws them on cartoon foxes, and MT has them in a way with this hair. I don't know, well, whatever you call these things. I had to glue them on because the whole mask wouldn't fit on the print bed. And with that came the sacrifice of letting a seam show. But most of that goes to the fact that I printed these with the raft. It's a special type of support that helps ground the object to the bed a little better. It just creates a better printing surface. And I needed one because the bottom of the piece was not flat, so I needed a raft. And it caused some problems because it got stuck to the bottom and I couldn't get the raft off. So I got an uneven surface anyway, whether I liked it or I liked it. But it's okay. I'll try and paint over it. The other thing I got done was the endoskeleton here with the one eye. I got to print the other, and it fits. Oh geez, and it fits really nicely in there. It makes a really awful loud sound, but I'm not going to be doing that a lot when I have her displayed, so you can see I have these rails here and just kind of has this slidey system. I did this because I need to put the puck light in here to light up her eye. I'm actually going to test that right now. I feel like I should save that for the end, but I really I want to see how it looks. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put batteries in it. You can find these on Amazon for very cheap. And they come with these cool remotes. Alright, I need 3 AA batteries. So let's open this. I don't know where my scissors went. I guess I'll use these. I'm gonna stab myself there for a second. Alright, 1 battery. 2. Alright, moment of truth. Great. Okay. So this just slides in here. Oh! Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, here, wait. There you go. There you go. I mean, it slides around a little bit, but, like, it still goes through. Can have it be red. It doesn't really... There you go. Or green. Or blue. But we want it white. And with the remote, we can change the color of it anyway. To more colors as well. This came with 2 of these. You can probably see it on the back of this. These things, it came with 2. That's really weird. It came with 2 of these. Okay, I don't know why. But alright, so I guess I gotta do it at an angle. Can make it like all sorts of different colors. I could make Mangle do this with their eye. Oh, drop that. Ah, okay. So, to demonstrate better, pull this out. Puck light goes in, put it back, and then, oh wait, no, I don't want RGB Mangle. There we go. Boom. Heck yeah. So I've already noticed a bit of a problem. The light shines upwards. Maybe I can design some little cover for that. So like you could take a cover off, put the puck light in, close the cover. I'll figure something out like that. That'll be easy to model actually. I could do that. That'd be just That'll be really easy to solve, so I'm gonna do that, but look at that. Oh, that looks cool. That's... It works exactly as designed. That's perfect. Alright, let's get on with the rest. I think I'm gonna print her other eye next. I got a massive progress update. Mangle is all painted and some parts glued in. I strung up the little jaw snap mechanic, the ear, everything. I think everything is all set, ready to be put together, and she's almost ready to debut. So I'm just gonna put on the last few parts that I need and give her a test run. I'm also gonna create a little spool for this fishing wire because I'm not sure how much I'll need, so I'm gonna overestimate a little bit and just keep this in a little mini 3D printed spool. It works. She tethers to the lamppost perfectly and tug it and it snaps. It's not supposed to actually look like chomping down. It's not supposed to look like that. It is supposed to be limp like that because I want to give the impression that it's dead. It's not working. It's just a stored away object that just got brought out. There's no. She's supposed to look like there's no power to her until boom, the cylinder moves, and she can't really hurt anyone, but she can try. Let me put the ear on her. Here's the full thing with the ear. Oh, I'm gonna have to put some tape on the back when it's actual passing out candy time because I don't want that to happen. Let's feel it from the front. All right, imagine FNaF kids get excited. They're like, Mangle, yay! And they come up and they like try and touch her and boom. She tries to snap. I can't really test out the glowing eye just yet. I gotta wait till nighttime for that one, but I will film a test run at night before trick-or-treating starts here in my neighborhood. And yeah, I'm really excited. I just gotta add some colored wire. She's actually not fully done yet. And then we can put her out to the test. I have a really evil idea where I'll put like a piece of candy here maybe and tell kids they can grab it safely and then or if it's a little kid just gotta jump them a little bit. It's Halloween, you gotta. Another thing I really like about Mangle here is if I need to do some maintenance or maybe some FNaF kids come up and they're like, oh my gosh, Mangle, it's so cool, and they like stick around and talk about it or something, I can do some maintenance for them and slip off the mask if it wants to come off. There we go. And it's like you're looking at her endoskeleton. Now I know some FNaF fans are gonna gripe and they're gonna be like, what about the little teeth on the inside? I think it would complete the Five Nights at Freddy's look, but I just didn't want to go that extra mile. The main event is just look of Mangle being there, so I didn't really care for putting that much detail in it, but it still has this cool effect, like that you could take her mask off and there's the endoskeleton inside it. I think it's still pretty effective to me, so hopefully some FNaF kids will like that and appreciate that.
Is this revenge I'm seeking, or seeking someone to avenge me? Stuck in my own paradox, I wanna set myself free. Maybe I should chase somebody fall and try to stop it. It won't be long before I'll become a puppet.
So last night was Halloween night. And I got to debut Mangle here for about a good grand total of 2 hours. I'm going to take her with me to my girlfriend's parents' house to display her there for their town's trick-or-treat and see what happens there. Although I'm only going to display her mostly because I want to walk around the town and with my girlfriend and just kind of check out everyone else's setups rather than just sit there and pass out candy the entire time. But if there is a time where I pass out candy and get more reactions, I guess you will hear about it. So, I guess this is part of the Empty Creations Creates segment where I kind of self-critique this. Or should I do that inside? You know what? I'll do that inside because it's freezing out here. So instead, let's talk about kind of how well this went. First off, it came out great. I'm going to toot my own horn here. I'm really proud of this. It looks amazing, and I think it's just perfect. And it's the perfect homage to the original 2016 cardboard version that I made. I think this beats that 1,000 times out of the water. I'm glad I made it. Not a lot of kids reacted to it as I thought they would, but that's okay. I had fun doing this. I had fun making this. And I think that's what's important with creating things sometimes. And that's probably something you'll hear a lot on this show, is that for me, the journey is the creation, not the display, I guess. I'll workshop that line later. So last night, trick or treat in my town, not on the 31st because my town has weird rules where we have to do trick or treat on the Saturday before Halloween. Did a moth just fly into this? So initially, just kids came and went. There was some glances on Mangle. Nothing much. There was this really hyper kid who noticed it was Mangle, and she was really excited about it. It was really funny. She even started loudly singing one of the Living Tombstone songs. Cookie. Hi, Cookie. Hi. My cat is trying to leave the house right now. After that hyper kid, it was really kind of silent, but I still had fun just having this out there, just showing off my creation. A lot of people looked at it. I got some smiles, got some glances. I made this thing to entertain people. And while it did not get much attention, I think I succeeded in my goal. There was a kid dressed up as Glamrock Freddy who came up. He rolled up, and he didn't even notice Mangle. And I said, "Hey, you might know this one." And he looks at it, and he's like, Fun Time Foxy. I mean, close, I guess, but he didn't even know who Mangle was, which is surprising. I'm like, nope. And he kept guessing, Foxy, game 1 Foxy, and nope. And I said, second game, he didn't know, it's Mangle. So it was kind of crazy. A FNaF kid didn't know who Mangle was, but that's okay. It was kind of like a, oh, come on moment, but that's all right. I really amped things up. I did get a few scares out of the kids by snapping the jaw. It does have a little bit of a kink to it where the jaw will turn after I snap it. But that's something I'll talk more about in the self-critique portion of this video. So I amped things up. I took a piece of candy from our passing out bowl. I took a piece of candy from our candy bowl that we were passing. I took a piece of candy from the candy bowl, put it in her jaw, and waited for the right group of kids to come up. So I would urge them to come take a piece of candy from Mangle if they dare. And it worked. My sinister idea that I described earlier, it worked. It was funny. They would come up. And this one kid came up and he his hand was shaking oh, oh, just kind of startling him. And he got brave. He's like, I'm getting it, I'm grabbing it, and he got it. It was funny. And then I put in a second piece of candy. Some other kids tried. There was some other kid that came up, tried to grab it. I scared him a little bit. He didn't follow through, but that same kid earlier came back, went for another, and yanked it right out of Mangle. It was funny. That was hilarious. The only thing that I know I talked about wanting to do but didn't get to was really like show it off, like take the ear off and slide her mask off, show him the endoskeleton. But that's okay. It's the effect is cool to me, even if I'm the only audience, and that's good enough. Yeah, Mangle had a good run. I'm definitely gonna use her next Halloween. She's actually, so these hooks that hook onto the lamppost slides off. You can slide Mangle. You probably saw it when I was setting her up, but you can slide Mangle off of this. Well, she's being a little stubborn now, so I won't do it. But she slides off of this, and I made it so I could just design an adapter for how to display Mangle. So if like you want to display her on a ledge and just like weight it down, I could design like a little ledge thing that slides into this. Maybe you want to hang her up on a door. I could design an adapter that allows for that too. So it's very compatible for wherever you'd want to display it. I'm speaking like I'm selling this thing, but I don't think I'm gonna right now. And definitely not this copy. If I do want to sell it, I'm gonna make a secondary one because I'm not letting this one go. I put so much love, so much work into this. It's an homage to my first Halloween prop. I cannot get rid of it. Ooh, this is kind of an awkward video. It's like 10 p.m. at night. I'm the only one out here. And I really hope the neighbors aren't listening in and being like, who the heck? But that's okay. I wanted to film this. I need to film this. Makes things interesting for the video. You need to see Mangle, how I set her up, because it works. This is where I had the original cardboard prop set up. It was more than appropriate to put the new Mangle in the same place as the old one. I could have hung her up on the garage door somehow. I could have hung her up on the front door. No, this place wouldn't work if I wanted to, do the gimmick. That poster is just perfect. I'm in love with this creation. It looks so perfect. It looks just like Mangle. Albeit, I took some creative liberties to make her look dirtier. One of her ears is missing. But just like, look at the effect in the eye. Like, that is awesome. You gotta admit, right? That is awesome. And the way the jaw is, like, this is also another just creative liberty to do like a cylinder as if she was a Rockafire character or something. It doesn't make sense for a cylinder setup to be like this, but we'll talk more about that during the self-critique portion. This section of the video really is just me rambling on. I think I already said everything I had to say. So I'm just going to move on. Any other thoughts I have about this, I will display later. So overall, in conclusion, this was worth it to make. It almost felt like a waste of time. I won't lie, because not a lot of people really cared. Like they saw it, they looked at it, but they didn't really care. But it was worth it because I had fun with it. I had fun building it. I can use it again. I'm posting it online to show you guys because I know people out there will be interested in this creation. And the only reason I'm worried about that kind of stuff is because I create to entertain. I create to connect to people. I create to make people smile or get jumped by a jaw moving. But those are maybe just underlying mental, emotional issues I should figure out on myself, on my own, as to why I feel like this was a waste of time at first. But I'm happy. I'm really happy with how this turned out. It was a great Halloween. I will use it again. And I don't know, Mangle, everyone, from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Making this prop now was relevant too, because the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie comes out December 5th of this year. And so to make Mangle now was just perfect. It needed to be done now for it to be of the utmost relevance. I guess judging by the reactions of people who were trick-or-treating, didn't feel that relevant, but it was relevant to me, and I think that's what matters. It's cold out here. So maybe I guess I can go over just the whole overall thing. I probably already have in this video, and I probably will again, but it's just so cool, and I love how it turned out. I'm just going to explain the whole thing again. I might as well while it's set up here. So I kind of did a big jump cut earlier in the creating portion of the video. I made this little spool. I don't know if you can see it for the fishing wire. Just kind of wrap it around here. It's very finicky because it's fishing wire, but it works. So you saw how I set it up. But to take it away, I just rolled this off. I just rolled this around. I'm going to put it in my pocket because I need to hold it somewhere while I take the ear off. Put it in my pocket. I'm going to slide the mask off. Endoskeleton exposed. This is really cool. I hope someday I do get to show that to some Five Nights at Freddy's kids or fans in general, because I don't know, I like that effect. I really like the effect of that, and I hope other people do too. So I'm going to hold a mask. Light cover here, I really needed to make this part because the light would shine through the mask otherwise. I turn off the light. Oh wait, actually first, I want to show you guys something funny. I bet you've never seen Gamer Mangle before. You know what, let's put on the... I want to put the light cover back on for this. Yeah, this is a whole portion I forgot to show you guys. The puck light in here is like an RGB multicolor one. So I can actually do some pretty funny things with Mangle. Like Gamer Mangle or RGB gaming PC Mangle. Can make it flash as well. I had the idea of snapping the jaw and then pressing the red color on the eye, but the range is so weird. It doesn't read the remote through the mask, so I have to like point the remote through the eye. But you can make your eye red. I know it's inaccurate. Maybe to the movie it is, but I could just make it different colors. Blue, sad Mangle. You know, can give her different emotions, right? But I think it's pretty funny that I can do that with the setup that I have. So, turn off the light. And then we take the spool, and I made sure it was small enough to just fit in that little compartment, and it does, which is cool. And then actually we put the mask on. No. Put the light cover back on. Then the light, then the mask, and then this just kind of pops off. And there's the adapter I was talking about. Well, you gotta move the mask forward a little bit for it to actually move properly. Oh, no, wait, it doesn't move this way. I had to re-glue this part because the cold made it brittle. So maybe it's a good thing I take this off now because I don't want to break it again. And you can see the glue work that I did to get it back on. Yeah. But there's the adapter. I can just make her displayable anywhere I choose. Pretty cool. Let's take her in. I can't feel my fingers anymore. Sorry about the printer noises. Ayuna is currently printing something for me. I made this adapter for the back of Mangle, and it doesn't work. I didn't design it right because I'm stupid and I just built it on a whim and I wasted a bunch of filament for nothing. Unless I guess turn it into a shelf or something. I don't know, I'll figure it out. So I'm putting a new one that actually will work. Anyway, I think now it's self-critique time. For those new to MT Creations Creates, it's a new segment that I've introduced where I kind of look at my model and I talk about what I think could improve, what has improved, what looks cool, what looks great, what's not working for it, anything. I'm just critiquing myself. And remember that even though I'm going to hit a bunch of points on this, you are free to add your own feedback. You can, if there's something you like about it or something you wish was different about it or any ideas or whatever, even though I won't add any new stuff to it, I'd love to hear it. I love to hear people's feedback. I'm an art student. I love to hear critiques. I thrive on feedback. Alright, so we got the Mangle model here. I'm gonna put the ear in. Okay, come on. There's the first critique. The ear is painful to put on. Let's just take a good look at the model. First off the bat, I think it looks great. Looks just like Mangle. Mangle looks just like she came right out of the game. I'm gonna toot my own horn here a lot. I think it looks absolutely amazing for it being sculpted from scratch. Like, I could have recycled like the actual Mangle models that I found, but I didn't. I went ahead and just made it all by myself. And I think it turned out pretty amazing. It turned out pretty cool. It looks just like Mangle. As you can see, we're going to do a comparison here with the old one and the new one. Obviously, it was easier to get Mangle's shape right through 3D printing than it was through cardboard. Literally, for Mangle's whiskers, I just made these triangles and stuck them onto the sides. With the Mangle 3D print, I was able to get that divot on the top of Mangle's head and just get that overall like curve and make the whisker. Shut up. I was able to get that curve of the whisker just right. On the cardboard one, the decals are all just papered on. I like what I did for the eyelids on the old one. It just has this like cute little 2D effect to it. I don't know, like the old one, well, when it looked new, it was pretty charming, I guess, in a way. We're not critiquing this. I like how the eyes are sunken in perfectly with the eyelids as well. Like it looks like it's full back there, right? Like you wouldn't, at first glance, you wouldn't think that the eyes are just half spheres and it's all just tacked on to a surface. One thing I'll say about this design is that the cylinder that just brings the jaw up and down doesn't make any sense for an actual animatronic, but I think for people who don't understand animatronics, it doesn't matter. And Five Nights at Freddy's fans could probably still enjoy it either way. Like, it's just the thrill of like seeing an actual mechanical part be a part of this thing, because it's supposed to be an animatronic, and that's what I'm trying to convey with the cylinder. It just, I don't know, it just works. Originally, one of my ideas was to have it be like just a bunch of wires, and you pull on the wires and it would pull up. That idea would probably be scarier, spookier, but I just like the whole, it's an animatronic aesthetic thing that's got going on. So I just went with this instead. And it was kind of like the vision I had for the original Mangle. Although all I had between the head and the jaw was just a single rectangular... Oh my god, a unit is being allowed. All I had between the head and the jaw was a singular rectangle of cardboard. I'm sure a lot of people probably ask why the jaw is like this and not like this. Because, I mean, this looks good too, right? It's got better chomping action. Well, part of the reason it's so limp is so it just feels dead and powered off. And then when when the jaw snaps, it's just a startle mechanic. Like, it's not actually supposed to make you feel like you're in danger. It's supposed to be spooky. And it worked, because I put a piece of candy in the jaw and had a kid try and grab it, and moved it, and that kid got so startled each time I did it. I think the paint job is pretty good. Maybe some areas could have been improved, but I did a poor paint job on purpose because I wanted it to look old and aged. I probably could have done a little bit better on the jaw, and that's okay. Maybe added more dirt to the teeth and stuff. I love the wires spilling out of Mangle. I probably could have added a few more or so. Maybe some coming down from here. This design choice, the wire on the cylinder. Dear God, Yuna. You know what? I'm pausing a unit just for now. This right here with the wire going around the cylinder, that was actually an idea taken from the original. I'll put up a picture because I don't have that piece on the original anymore. I don't know why. I don't know where it went. The original had wires everywhere like Mangle does. So, you know, it felt right. The reason I did only one ear on Mangle is because I only did one ear on the original. She's supposed to be older and cruddier and a little more broken. Maybe I could have painted a little more dirt on it, which I love how it turned out. And it's hard to see, but there's actually little hints of green on the paint job because I was painting my frog mask for my Frog and Toad costume with my girlfriend. And I forgot to properly really clean my brush, and I got some green on this. But it worked. It looks mossy and moldy a little bit. Well, not mossy, more moldy. But, you know, anyway. I love the way the light shines through the eye. Like, that is awesome. That looks great. I'm glad it doesn't shine through this eye and just, it's only directed out of this one. Designed exactly as planned. That's the Mango effect. That's it right there. No, I'll keep it on. Oh, another critique I have is the jaw turns to the side whenever I keep clamping down on the jaw. And that could have been fixed. I had some design ideas, but at the same time, it's honestly not that bad of a sacrifice to have that limp dead effect that I really wanted. So, while that could have been fixed or solved, maybe with a different design in the cylinder, I think it's alright. I think it still works. It's okay. Maybe sometimes it can be a little scary when it's like kind of like a jar. Maybe it sells the effect further that's dead until it like clamps down. Let's see. I think the next critique I have is the ear came out way too flimsy. And it has to work this way because I don't want to lock the mask over the endoskeleton piece by like gluing it down. I mean, this is supposed to lock it for display, but it's supposed to be so you can take it on and off. So you can slip the mask off. The little sliding mechanic I made to put the mask on is kind of finicky sometimes and loud and screechy, but it does work for what I wanted. I'm glad that turned out well, and I reused that idea for the adapter. The hooks slide in great, and they work for my lamppost pretty well. Maybe it was a little too loose, but that's okay. I thought it was gonna need tape to keep it on, but I actually didn't need any, so that's cool. I had to glue this hook on though because the cold froze the plastic and it broke off when I was handling it. But that's just more of a how plastics work type situation. Yeah, the ear pretty much could have gone in a little better than that, but it worked anyway. It didn't fall off much. It stayed on. And that looks pretty cool. Maybe I could have went the extra mile, added those like extra set of teeth that all Five Nights at Freddy's characters have, but I think the look looks complete already. I mean, the mask isn't supposed to be off for the display. I only painted this up just for like that coolness factor of you take the mask off and it looks like the endoskeleton's there, like you can see the inner workings. I don't know, it looks coherent, right? With the cylinder and this painted, like there's that metal's there. That metal inner structure is there, and that's an effect I was going for. And it's not done 100%, but I like it. I think it's pretty alright. I probably could have painted her eyelids a little better, added a little more paint, but I guess this eye could have been designed a little better to reflect the actual eye on Mangle. But I don't know. I think it's okay. There's just a specific way that Mangle's eye looks that could have been replicated. I could have done it, but this was just easier. It was faster. Another thing too is if you want to put the ear on right, finicky. You gotta like align them with work. Anyway, another thing too is that you really gotta align the mask if you want the ear to stay on right. There totally could have been some design choice I could have made, so I wouldn't have to like adjust it every time I wanted to put the ear on. Overall, in general, I really like this prop. I really like this model. It turned out great. It's amazing. It's Mangle. It's literally Mangle. It's got a really nice scare mechanic. The eye looks great. Still could use some fixes. There's some improvements I'm seeing could have happened, but overall it really lives up and it's faithful to the original. Here. It really is a good homage to the original 2016 cardboard version. I really just gotta add in that you can see how far I've come with my creations. If you go to the Empty Creations playlist, I added some very old videos before Empty Creations Creates was even a show on this channel. I just made videos of me creating things out of cardboard and stuff. And you can really see how far I've come through those videos and through here in this one frame. This is the old one, this is the new one. Like I've really improved. I've really gotten my stuff together here. I am so glad I'm not making things out of cardboard anymore because 3D printing is so much better. It gets me the result I want. I'm sure you can get something similar out of cardboard if you're skilled enough, but 3D printing is just better. It's more durable, it works. This thing would have beaten out the rain if it rained on that trick-or-treat night. And I'm going to take it with me to my girlfriend's house, display it there for their trick-or-treat on actual Halloween. It is Halloween as of filming this, and I'm going to see how she does. I don't think the adapter is going to print in time, so I'm probably just going to like string her up with some fishing wire off a tree. I don't know, I'll figure it out. But there's Mangle. This is amazing. I love the way she looks. That's about it, really. If I have any other thoughts, I'll probably blog about this, so. Alright. Okay, it has been a month and I still haven't wrapped up this video. I completely forgot that I never added the stats segment to this, so here we are. I already explained what the stats were in the last Empty Creations Creates episode, so go watch that. The stats for the Mangle prop here, the print time, it took 41 hours total. I used around 801.8 grams of filament. That's nearly one whole spool. And this is probably one of my most expensive 3D printing projects. It cost me $40 to put all this together. Actually $47 because the wire I used on Mangle was like $7 or so. But still, like nearly $50, pretty costly, but very well worth it. As usual, I like to thank someone else for their hard work on this project. I always like to thank Ayuna for her work. You did an outstanding job on this one. She even has a song for you guys. It's not great, but just support her anyway, okay? Ah, wonderful. This video took long enough to make. I'm just gonna call this creation complete. My head hurts. Alright, I don't have a proper outro for this video, so if you like the video, I guess like the video, and if you feel like subscribing, then I suppose you can subscribe. That is an option. You don't have to. I recommend it. It gets me good rep. Go watch the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. Enjoy yourselves. Do what you gotta do. Watch my other content. Have a good one. See you in the next one. I'm not dancing like that again.